All right, everyone. Trump's big, beautiful bill has indeed passed in the Senate. This is going to have a profound political impact, but it's not the political impact that most people are talking about. This now bounces back to the House. It may or may not pass. We're not 100% sure. But in the Senate, you had a 50-50 split, and the tie-breaking vote was cast by none other than, of course, J.D. Vance, who voted in favor of it. Of course, he is not going to vote no against his boss's bill. This has profound impact potentially on a future political race, namely the 2028 presidential elections, assuming that J.D. Vance is the Republican nominee. Since he has tied himself to the big beautiful bill, you have several possibilities. First possibility, Triple B fails in the House. They don't pass it. Well, that's going to make him look a little bit bad. It's survivable, but you can revive it and so forth, but it doesn't look very good. It makes the administration look ineffectual. Second possibility, it passes, it goes through, and the Trump administration does well, generally speaking. J.D. Vance, therefore, reaps the benefits. Now that he is very central to a piece of core legislation within the administration, and not just an attaché or, standing alongside, but literally voted to pass it, assuming it goes through and the administration does generally a good job. So you have a reasonably good economy, preferably no new wars. Is that asking too much? It is a Republican administration, so that might be going a little far, but I'll hold my breath and hope, and so forth. If all of that gets done and things are generally going well, JD Vance is going to be able to use this for enormous leverage. Hey, we passed the big beautiful bill. The economy soared and unemployment dropped and inflation was down and prices in general on many goods came down and we got the border fixed and so forth and saved Medicaid. That would be a pretty good springboard into the presidency. It would be difficult to imagine a scenario in which the Democrats would be able to surmount that. Now, though, here's the other possibility. Triple B passes, and the Trump administration fails to stabilize things. Inflation continues, unemployment rises, the border is not resolved. I don't think that that's really a problem at this point, but I mean, it is a possibility. War breaks out, stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, whoever is running against JD Vance is going to use this vote against him. So really, this is not really an effect on Trump so much as it is on JD Vance more than anything else. Trump can't run again. He's incapable of seeking re-election. It's not legally possible. JD Vance can seek election, though. And trust me, the sharks will start circling if the Trump administration fucks this up with the big beautiful bill or pretty much anything else. A bunch of other Republicans are going to begin throwing their hats in the ring. That's what's going to happen. You've got a litany of names that have presidential ambitions. We're not sure who would be willing to take the plunge on that one and go into the pool with the sharks, with the other sharks. J.D. Vance is the heir apparent, but he just effectively signed his name to a massive piece of signature legislation. Definitely the biggest of the year. It will be. Trump is going to embark upon his civics tour, starting in a few months, basically, with Melania attendant. JD, I wouldn't be surprised, would be part of that. If, though, the economy falters, our military apparatus fails in some way. Let's say that you run another B-2 bomber run over Iran and we lose a stealth bomber or something like that, and we get humiliated on an international scale. Now, J.D. Vance is directly tied to the administration, where before he could take the Pence approach and simply stand back and say, hey, I do interviews, basically. I'm waiting in the wings just in case Donald croaks, but otherwise, I'm not really doing anything meaningful. He gives me Big Macs once in a while, and then I go on MSNBC to be attacked by the by the commies there. Whereas before he could do that, he is now directly tied to the administration in a very, very big way, to the tune of several trillion dollars. I would say that that's definitely tying yourself in. He's thrown in with the administration fully, which is to his credit. The loyalty has been given, but at the same time, he's got to worry about the possibility that the administration makes a mistake. I would advise JD Vance to take a more proactive role in trying to cock block these neocons in Congress to knock them out of the way. Because Trump has assembled generally what I would consider to be a superior quality cabinet. You've got Tulsi, you've got RFK Jr., you've got Stefanik, you've got Rubio, which is hilarious, actually doing a very good job. I'll be talking about that later on the live stream, actually. Releasing a press release literally the other day with regards to the structure of government in a more general sense. You've got a generally good cabinet. You've got a Trump that has surrounded himself with people that can actually be relied upon. JD Vance, I think, should push himself to the forefront more. Do not stay in the back row. Move yourself to the front row. Own it. Because at this point, you're going to be tied to the administration no matter what happens. You seem to be an intelligent, rational, coherent individual. Therefore, it's probably best to just get out in front of anything that happens. But that's just my own personal advice. Of course, J.D. Vance is probably not a planker. Sadly, he should be, but I don't think that he is. Trump's triple B has passed the Senate, but now it gets bounced back to the House. If the House does not pass the bill, it will humiliate the Trump administration. It'll be a humiliation, but it's still survivable. J.D. Vance is the one, arguably because of his tie-breaking vote at that point, that suffers the most if it fails. He suffers a bruise. If the Trump administration falls flat, I mean, again, if you end up with a return of Bidenomics and its horror and stuff like that, which would be Biden's fault, but we'll get over that for the moment. If the economy does falter, if a new war is created, stuff like that, then JD Vance is going to take more than a bruise. It's going to be more like, hey, your leg was broken backwards or something like that, and it will cripple any presidential ambitions that he has. He could still win because, of course, remember, the Democrats right now are in complete disarray. Their front runner is Gavin Newsom, the amphetamine kid. So he would still have a chance. I'd probably still be betting on him, actually. But it would be harder. You can coast, though, to victory if the Trump administration follows through with this and does well. And this is, again, hard-hitting analysis you won't get on any other channel because nobody seems to be mentioning it. What about the role of J.D. Vance? He cast the tie-breaking vote. Now we have to look at the bill to find out what's in it, as Nancy Pelosi would say. Oh, wait, we don't. We already know what's in it. It's hit or miss, basically. That's about all. Peace out.